quite frequently our customers have a resourcing problem, or they don't have the skill sets available initially to build the two sides of a new process, when the two sides are CX flows and data flows. So for example, maybe in your team, you, at the time of the project, the people you would like to have working on it are tied up with something else, or maybe somebody just left from your team, a core member, but you still have to go ahead with the project. And these kinds of things happen all the time. And so customers ask us, hey, can babelforce, I mean, you guys are the experts, you build this all the time, you're probably faster than us, could you build the initial flows for us? Yeah, and the answer is yes. So we do this all the time. And then the question is, how far do you want us to go, and when do you want your team to begin learning how to do that? Because the danger is, of course, is if we build everything for you, then it'll work initially, but nobody internal in your team is going to know how it works, and nobody will be able to change it, or right? And then you lose the ability to change things later on. So generally speaking, what we will do is we'll define a process with you where we build out X number of flows. We'll work on the concept together. We'll come up with the CX journey model. We'll come up with the data flow model. The data flow model means, if a query is done to your backend system or to your CRM in order to offer something specific to the customer, or in order to write something in the ticket that goes to the agent, or whatever it might be, those data flows get pretty complicated. And in fact, the better your CX, the more complicated the data flows. In other words, the work has to go somewhere. So if you reduce the effort for the consumer, you usually increase the effort for the system in the back end. And so we will come up with a model where we design those two together in the project. We'll build them. And then as we go along, we'll be looking for people in your team that we can explain each step. And then generally speaking, it's advisable for your team to take over the copying of those flows, for example, initially, and then the building of those flows. And now, if you do not have the resource at all, then we can continue implementing for you, or we have a whole load of implementation partners, also country-specific implementation partners. For example, if you'd like to have support in your own language in Denmark, as an example, or wherever, then you might want to work with a local partner. So if you really lack the resource on an ongoing basis and you'd like to fill that gap, then there are options for doing that as well. I mean, all those things are on the table, really, and it's pretty common for us to spend some 5 or 10 person days with you building the first flows, if that's something that you really need to do.